Nasty Lads podcast, part of the Greenlit Podcast Network. We're the podcast from Game Studio Chuhai Labs, where we talk about games, game dev, Japan, and whatever else comes up. And as always, we're your hosts, Kinsey and Mark. So open yourself up a Chuhai and let's go.
Kinsey, that was absolutely perfect. You're a genius. I love that you wrote this very long intro, and it gets better and better. And I commend you for sticking to it. It's
I'm gonna be saying it in my sleep.
Yeah. How are you, Kinsey Burke? How are you?
I am fantastic, and you know why?
Oh, no, I don't.
Because you're a super fan of what I'm going to tell you.
Oh, shit. What is it?
I went to an early screening last night of Dune, the movie.
All right. I did know that you went to go see Dune, and I did immediately get incredibly jealous. I'm going to go see it tomorrow, but how was it? Spoiler free, obviously. How was this perfect movie, probably?
I really, really, really enjoyed it. I felt like I knew it was long, but that's ADHD in long movies.
Right.
But every time I was like, this movie's long. I was like, oh, but I'm not bored. That's awesome. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. It's one of those books I never read as a kid.
Right.
Like, a lot of people told me it was boring, which apparently fuck those guys, because now I want to read it. And I'm like, man, I could have read it back when I had time to read. Right. Because it's long.
So, okay. I've read the book a bunch of times. You haven't read the book. I have no idea. Well, I had no idea that the movie was a two-parter, and I have no idea where it stops in the book. So for me, it's like hella exciting. It's got to be even more exciting for you because you know nothing about it. But let me ask you.
Yeah.
It has an all-star cast. It has to me, what could be one of the greatest cast ever assembled. What character or actor what really struck with you, if any of them?
Definitely the guy who plays Paul, the main character.
Okay.
I don't know the actor's name.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And then Oscar Isaac,
Oh,
I think,
love him.
did absolutely excellent as the Duke.
Oh.
And again, I haven't read the book, so I have nothing to compare it to, like, character-wise.
Right.
But at the same time, I really liked it. And I'm a big sucker for, fantasy and sci-fi and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed it. I also did not know it was a multi-parter.
Right.
Because at the beginning of the movie, it says part 1.
Right.
So I was like, wait. Oh. And I assume that means I'm not going to know how this story ends.
That's so tight. That's so tight. I also love Oscar Isaac. I love Duke Leto so much that we named my cat that died a month ago. We named him Duke Leto. That's how much of fans we are of Dune at my house. I'm absolutely I'm so excited. I can't wait to see Stellan Skarsgård as the Baron. I don't know if he's in the part 1 at all. Don't say anything. I don't know because they don't even show him in the trailer except for like a single shot. David Daskmal. Oh shit, I forget how to say his last name. But anyway, it plays Peter De Vries. I can't wait to see him. Anyway, I'm so fucking
I really
pumped.
hope that you like it. Like, I really hope that people who read the book like it, because that, lets it know that it's even better, was faithful to the source material.
Yeah.
But what I thought was funny is there was a lot of young people at the screening.
Right.
I don't know if I'm just getting old, but I was like, lot of kids in here. And Tony and my husband was like, yeah, 20-something kids. And I was like, oh, sorry, they look really young. But afterwards, like, we definitely heard people be like, I didn't know what was going on the whole time.
Yay. Good.
Heard some of that. So
I mean, it is a complex story, so I'll get that. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I get it.
And if you haven't seen movies by the director Denis Villeneuve, see, the reason I was so excited for this Dune is because I've seen every one of his movies, and every one are perfect. They're all amazing, and they all hurt your soul. And that's what you needed for a story like this. You needed someone who's like not afraid to be like, this isn't great. This sucks. Everyone you love is gonna die.
Yeah. And I think they did a really good job. And I'd never heard of that director before, so I'm definitely gonna have to like look up their other films because I really like this one.
He's gonna fuck you up, and I'm pre-warning you. You will not feel better about your life. You will not. But you should watch Prisoners, starring Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. You should watch that tonight, but also be prepared to not feel good. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean to hijack it and make it the Dune podcast because not only did that happen, and that's super exciting, but something else is currently happening that's even more exciting.
Okay.
And that is Chuhai Lab's 1-year anniversary celebration week.
Hell yes. That's there's balloons behind me for the audio listeners. We are, it's been one long, amazing year, and this week we've been celebrating like crazy. We've been doing all sorts of cool stuff. To wrap it up in a nutshell, I guess like this year has been pretty bonkers. We launched Carve Snowboarding. We announced not one but 2 games. We announced Curse to Golf, and we also announced a Playdate launch title, Whitewater Wipeout. We started this podcast. You and I have done. I tried to count the videos. I got up to 30, and then I was getting tired because there were so many videos that we've made, and I think we've made a lot more than 30. Yeah, we've been doing a ton of stuff. So this week has been pretty exciting.
Yeah. We had to celebrate. I know it already happened, but we had our first Discord happy hour, which went amazing. So, and we're definitely going to do it again. So definitely join up on our Discord to join our next happy hour and to ask questions for the podcast.
Great. I think we shouldn't beat around the bush. We should get right into what this episode is going to be. And this one's a little different. This one is I've roped in most of the Chuhai Labs employees, and I've spoken to them one-on-one for an interview series that we like to call one-on-one interview series. I just made that up, right?
I was, when you were like, what we like to call it, I'm like, oh, what are we calling it? Like,
yeah, you like that? All right, so I think without further ado, we should just throw it into that. So, listeners, be prepared to meet some new folks. All right, now I'm being joined with our first guest, Mihoko. Give it up for Mihoko. Yeah. Mihoko is our studio manager. Tell us what it's like to be with Chuhai Labs and studio manage this this disaster of a team.
Mihoko desu. Yeah, I'm a studio manager here. And do I tell what I do?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Some accounting.
Right.
Some admin stuff.
Okay.
Going to the bank, post office. Getting some supply for the office. Telling people not to do.
Telling people not to do shit. She's saying, hey, like oftentimes I'll be like, hey, Mihoko, can we buy this? And she'll say, no, we can't. Is there a cheaper one? Can we do that? No, Mihoko, it's been a pleasure working with you with the Chuhai Labs family. You've been in a bunch of our videos. How do you like doing that?
It's very interesting and exciting because I have never done that before.
Okay, all right. We do have a question for you on our Discord. Okay, it's for you specifically. Okay, so it says, Mihoko, what's your favorite indie game studio? Okay, there's a correct answer here. It starts with Chu. And then it's high. High. Okay.
Chuhai nomimashou. Chuhai Labs.
Oh, hey, look at that. That's a dummy question. But what I really want to know is, you've been in the games industry now for a few years. Do you think, is this what you want to do forever? Do you really like working with a bunch of people from around the world? And
Yeah. Before I I have worked a lot of different workplaces, like maybe more than 20.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and always I felt like I'm good at supporting the people. And before this job, I was supporting some big industry companies' development team.
Right.
So I thought when I was offered this job, I thought maybe this is a good fit for me to support a lot of developer or creator here.
Oh, very cool. So what viewers, our listeners don't know is that you're very, very in love with another country. And very, very in love with another country. So Mihoko, if we were to move our studio to any country in the world, where would you want that to be?
Australia.
Yeah, Australia. She talks about Australia all the time. How many times have you been to Australia? Maybe
5, 6 times.
5 or 6 times, and you go see in high school, or was it after high school? You went and stayed with some people, and you've kind of stayed in touch with them all those years. And she calls them her other family. That's how serious she is about Australia.
Yeah, because they call me, you're part of my family, our family, and part of the family, so I cannot miss anything. It's been like more than 20 years since I first met them. When I first went to Australia, I stayed with the Australian family for 11 months.
11 months?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a long time. Okay, never mind. I didn't know it was that long. That's a long. That's a family time. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and we had a lot of different problems, and after that we had different problems, and then I'm coming and going between there. And my Australian mom one time worried, like, you should get married to someone. We will move to Europe, so you cannot come back here.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
She was really worried about
She wanted you to marry an Australian?
She thought so, or
she
said anyone, maybe Japanese, or if my parents recommend someone, or she was like, you should marry to someone.
All
Don't
right,
come
so
back.
hold on. For all of our listeners out there, Mihoko is she's saying right now, if you're looking for a marriage, she's available.
Yes.
I'm just joking, but yes.
Yes.
Mihoko, do you have any last words for this podcast? You've been a great guest. Thank you so much. What would you like to say to the audience right now?
Thank you for watching this podcast, as always. Also, thank you for supporting our Chuhai Labs, our 1-year-old
1 year.
child.
1 year.
Our 1-year-old child now.
Yeah.
So thank you for supporting that, and please follow our Chuhai Labs.
Hell yeah. And if Mihoko's okay with it, I'm going to put her Instagram down below so you can follow her and hit like on all of her shit. Mihoko, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me now is Peter.
Is this live?
This is live. Joining me now is Peter Trailer. Hi, Peter.
Hi.
How the hell are you?
I'm pretty good. Like I said, I'm a bit nervous about being so close to you. But, sorry.
Peter is an artist here at Chuhai Labs. Why don't you tell the audience why you're an artist?
Because when I applied for the programming job, they said, "Can you do any programming?" And I couldn't.
And here we are now.
Yeah,
you can do a picture.
I can make pictures. I'm resident T-shirt maker here.
Peter, before we get deep into the nitty gritty of your life,
Is that what we're getting into?
That's
here?
this is what this show is about.
I'm glad I had kimchi for lunch.
We had a question on our Discord for you, for Peter Trailer.
I doubt that. Oh,
no,
yeah.
We absolutely did. And
It's nice of you to ask.
The question from Discord, from Steven on our Discord is, why is the PlayStation 1 so great? And are you sure that I shouldn't get one instead of a Dreamcast?
Oh, that was specifically to me.
It was.
All right. Why is the PlayStation 1 so great? Are you sure that I shouldn't get one instead of...
Yeah.
But also, there's some things implied here, or like there's some assumptions here, right?
Okay. The PlayStation 1 is so great.
I mean, Okay. Look, we need to break this down.
Peter is a Dreamcast diehard fan.
No, okay.
Can
I
we
mean,
get that.
well, absolutely,
okay.
absolutely. But
All right.
we need to break this down though,
Okay.
because that's like asking like, I mean, the Dreamcast was the generation after.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're young, like, I don't know, Sean's age, and everything just seems old at some point, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like asking, should I get a Sega Master System or an N64?
It is sort of like that.
So,
But all right. But answer the damn question.
okay.
Okay.
Sega Saturn.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You just fucked with the whole thing.
Why would you even get a
He's
PlayStation?
Upended this.
Why
man.
would you even get a PlayStation?
Okay, so
I mean, I get why you get a PlayStation, but I
Okay.
mean, like, yeah, but Sega Saturn obviously is the correct answer there.
All right. Well, I'm glad we answered that, Peter. It's been 1 year of Too High Labs.
Yeah.
You're an artist. You've been making a lot of like environmental stuff. You
Uh-huh.
make you do stuff all across the board in the art field.
Yeah.
What would you like to see Too High Labs do in the future? And what do you want to personally make? Tell me.
I mean, obviously I can't. Yeah.
Without saying what we're working on, you jackass.
I'm pretty excited about that. That's pretty cool.
I mean, what sort of art would challenge you? What where do you want to focus your artistic skills in the future?
I still love doing like how do you describe it? Like creating just experiences.
Okay.
Like when you put on a headset or you start up a game or something like that. I love like kind of creating that feeling, and when you get in, making it believable and interesting, and really drawing you into that world. And I love making. I mean, I love making like, worlds, places that you go into, and it's just kind of like it's just happening, it's existing.
Okay.
And you feel like you don't feel like it's just kind of this static image that you're kind of walking through. You feel like you're in a place that actually exists.
So you want to make a baseball game from the NES era?
But I mean. With vendors,
right?
With actual vendors, something like that, and maybe there's like a side game where you have to like shout at the guy, and he throws hot dogs at you.
Better.
Or no, you're just you play the role of a guy in the audience.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
and you're drunk.
Progressively, you don't start drunk, but
okay.
we're not going for the genuine. Like, well, by the seventh inning, if you're not drunk, then it's game over.
And you throw batteries at the opposing team's players, right?
Battery.
Keeping it old school.
All right.
They're small, they're concealable, and you can throw them at the outfielder. All right.
So I think there should be this mini game where you shout at the vendor guy who's walking around, and you'd be like, "I need get me a beer or something. I need a beer."
Oh.
He's like, "Yes, you got to be a beer."
All
that kind of thing.
All right. And you also have to pass the beer to the
something
person
like that without
beside
spilling it, without dropping on them or something
actually,
like that.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, and you play no baseball in this game.
Obviously.
No. In fact, you baseball might not even be visible in the game. It's just you just watch it. Just the guy sitting there. Maybe you can hear like the NES kind of like.
Okay. All right, this is good. All right, this is
in the background.
All right. That was the audience.
That was the audience. Okay.
Just so you know.
The sound effects at the time were amazing. They were so good.
All-time favorite game. You've got 3 seconds. 1.
Ikaruga. No. Darn it. Oh. I've fallen for that trap before.
2. And finally.
Radiant Silvergun.
Radiant Silvergun. That was for the PlayStation 1.
Wow. This is no.
Peter, thank you so much for being on the show.
This has been. Can I tell you much of how special this has been for me?
You're going to be on the show plenty of more episodes in the future. We wanted to inject the
after
audience.
this. Sure, no.
We want to inject the audience slowly because you're too hot to handle, dude.
Well,
you got a lot of energy.
I'm trying to keep up. Is what I'm trying to do.
Where can people find you on social media?
I do have a Twitter, don't I?
You do.
I don't use it though.
Yes, you do.
You're right. I do.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah. I guess it's called at Peter's Palace, which I've never said before.
It sounds very strange.
No,
Peter's Palace.
No, do you want to know why? Because when I came up with Twitter, I was living in Japan at the time, and I was living in a place called Leo Palace.
Okay.
And I thought that was the funniest name ever because I'm like, who's Leo? Why does he have such a terrible apartment? And so I decided, hey, this is Peter's Palace.
Peter's Palace.
That's right.
Nothing to do with penises. All right. We're just saying that right now. The link will be down below. Give him a follow. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to Casual Magic, the show where we explore the fun side of Magic the Gathering. I'm your host, Shivam Putt, and each week we delve into everything from casual formats to explorations of creatures and card types to interviews with designers of the game. At Casual Magic, we believe that it just isn't Magic without the Gathering. Come along and play.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hero. Say hello, Hero.
What's up, guys?
This is Hero. Say your last name for us so everybody knows.
Oh, last name is Liao.
Liao. And I didn't want to mess that up. I know it's Liao, but I wanted him to say it. You're an animator here at
Correct.
Chuhai Labs.
Correct.
How long have you been animating?
Oh shit! Animating, that's actually long. Wait.
Okay.
Wait 1 second. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
take your time.
Japan is 4 year.
Okay.
Working in the state and study 4 year.
Okay. 34 years. Got it.
Wait, that's 8. Wait, 1 second. That's like 16 years.
16 years of all right. So you're a veteran. We
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
So you're an animator here at Chuhai Labs. What kind of animation is like your ideal animation?
Oh, ideal.
Yeah,
animation.
like what would Hero want to make if you had all the fucking options in the world? Do you want to make Pixar? Do you want to take over that shit, or do you want to like go back to hand drawn stuff? Tell me.
A social medium.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really mind the difference between either 3D or 2D. Whatever makes the story work.
Right.
Makes the story work.
Okay.
But what I really want to do is a sci-fi series.
Okay. Oh, sci-fi.
Like something like Firefly, but we need a new take.
Ah, okay.
I think it's a bit too grimy to me at the time.
I do like Firefly.
Yeah, right. But at that time, sci-fi movie always like really grimy stuff.
Right.
I feel like we need to find something more in between.
Oh, okay. All right. We have a question for you, Hero,
There you go.
from our Discord. It's for you specifically. And the
Okay.
question is, what video game food did you always want to eat growing up?
Video game.
Video game food.
Oh.
Yeah. Video
Growing
game food. What video game food? Maybe you saw it in a video game first and you were like, what the hell is that? I want that.
You know what? There's the what the hell is that in Sims 2?
Okay. What is that?
Their dessert. There's the one dessert, the baked Alaska.
A baked Alaska?
Because I don't know what that was.
Oh, okay.
At all. It
Oh,
looks fancy to me.
wait.
It looks kind of like a cake, and then like in the game, like you light it on fire.
Right.
At the very end, right?
Yeah.
As a kid, I think it was like middle school or something.
Sure.
I played Sims 2. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
All the things you can cook in that game, I understand,
yeah.
but only that thing, I don't quite understand what it is. And it looks awesome because there's fire.
Okay, so I feel like we might have had the perfect question for you. A baked Alaska. Have you had a baked Alaska?
No.
Okay. Do
But
you
I've been
know what a
told it's
baked Alaska is?
Still not quite.
I don't either. I think it's ice cream and then brandy or something, and then you light it on
Something
fire.
like that. I saw a video
Or
about like, how
rum.
to make it, but I don't remember the detail. What's in there.
Put it in the comments below of what baked Alaska is and where Hero can get one now.
Specifically in Japan.
Hero, tell us about your time at Chuhai Labs and like what you've been working on that you can tell us.
Oh.
Yeah, be delicate.
Ooh, I'm working on some action stuff.
Some
That's
action
pretty good.
stuff.
Yeah, which is I always like.
Okay.
Right, I like the things like actiony. Ooh, a lot of motion, a lot of moving. That's for sure.
And you also did all the animation in our upcoming Playdate launch game, Whitewater Wipeout.
Exactly.
And you did some animation for a title we worked on with one of our partners, The Secret, at Universal Studios Japan.
A lot of those.
Whatever that might be. You've worked on a whole ton of shit.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
every game needs the animation nowadays, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you animated a sex scene yet?
No. A French scene, yes.
A French scene. What does that mean?
Like kissing, but it's
Oh,
like
I
more
thought you were just.
Frenching.
I thought like a scene that took place in France.
Yeah,
All right, that's pretty cool.
like there's some tongue involved.
Did you animated the tongue moving around?
There's some close up.
All right,
Yeah, but that's it.
that's
Nothing.
horrifying.
Like very like 1960s Hollywood, where like you can go more than that.
Oh, I see.
No.
All right, that's pretty cool. Hero, if you could tell the audience, tell the people at Nasty Labs one thing, what would it be?
Not to tell them one thing.
Yeah, this is your time.
What would it
This is
be?
it. This is your moment.
Oh. Well, like I don't know.
Here it is, from the mouth of Hero Liao.
From
Here
the
it
mouth of it. Don't trust anyone that doesn't play video game.
Shit. Well, Thanks so much for being on the show today, Hiro.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a big hand, big old round of applause for Hiro. You can find Hiro at where on Instagram?
On Instagram, my handle is Hero in Japan.
Okay.
That'll work. And I think that's it.
Okay, cool. We're going to put that in the comments below in the whatever. You'll see it in there. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Yep, you're welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me now, Kensaku Nakata. How the hell are you?
I am doing pretty great.
He's our head of business development here at Chuhai Labs. Ken, tell us about your life in video games in a nutshell. Come on, wrap it down to a 20-second soundbite. What are you doing in the games industry?
Wow, that's a loaded goddamn question. Jesus, where do I go from there? Do I sound serious or do I sound cute?
You can do whatever the hell you want here.
I'd say I'm in a position to, make games, help make games, enjoy myself in the industry that I love.
All right.
Yeah.
That'll work. Ken and I go way back. We used to work over at Q Games here in Kyoto, and he kind of dragged me along to join the Chuhai Labs initiative. So we go back. We've got a little bit of a personal history. We got a bond. But before we talk about that, we have a question for you on our Discord server. If you want to ask questions to us, be sure to go over to our Discord and go to the Call Me Up, and you can ask anything you want. We'll probably answer it, but this one is for Ken, and it is, what is the best video game purchase you've ever made? It can be the best deal, the rarest find, or whatever standards you prefer. What's the best game you've ever purchased?
I'm going to go and just right off the bat,
Yeah.
I'm going to say Dragon Quest.
Okay.
It was a time in my childhood that really just resonated with me. It's just one of those things you don't really care about, like, what the latest thing is or
Right.
the greatest thing is or whatnot. It's just, I love RPG.
Sure.
I played lots of tabletop stuff,
Mhm.
and to be able to play this role-playing game, I think it's also the beginning of kind of like this whole Akira Toriyama kind of,
Sure.
right? So it's a kind of a great content media mix coming together, and it's just like, wow. Mom, that's my next purchase, right?
Okay. So for those that don't know, you grew up in the Bay Area in San Francisco and
Yeah,
San Jose,
yeah.
and you're Japanese, but you lived in the States. So let me ask you: was that on the Famicom or was that on the Nintendo?
So I don't believe there was a U.S. one, and long story short, it was the Famicom.
It was the Famicom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you own both the Famicom and the NES?
I actually did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you get Dragon Quest when it was renamed Dragon Warrior? I bet you did.
I did not actually.
Okay. I bet he did actually, because it came with Nintendo Power if you had Nintendo Power.
I didn't, but
Oh, okay.
just to be fair,
Okay.
I did end up getting the re-release, I guess, on this PS1 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, something. But I did. It wasn't the release that happened like immediately for the US.
So it's fair to say that Dragon Quest kind of helped shape your life, is what you're saying?
I'm gonna say either Dragon Quest or Family Stadium. It's a baseball game by now.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
One of those.
So Dragon Quest is the one that helped shape your livelihood. But which of the Dragon Quest of the series would you say is your favorite?
Oh my gosh.
I know that's a messed up question.
That is, I'm gonna age myself.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say 2.
Dragon Quest 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 was good. It just brought up, all those nice features and elements of RPGs
Right.
that you'd expect, right? Party,
The party.
much bigger map, and it just got a 1-2 notches more epic than the first one, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the correct answer was Dragon Quest 5, but I'll.
Oh God, you're one of those guys.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not at all. I of the first 4, I only played the 4th one.
Oh,
So
okay.
I missed all of the story. I believe the first 4 are all kind of an interlinked story. I believe. I don't know. Ken, Chuai Labs has now been an entity for a year.
Yeah.
We've put out a game. We have a launch title on the Playdate. We've published a game on the Switch. Where would you like to see us go next?
I think for the most part, the big checklists are checked off.
We're done. We quit. All right, we're out of here.
I think it's just really honing in on some of those things. I mean, obviously, we're gonna have more titles coming down our pipeline, and I think we've always been kind of this trial and error thing, right? We tried this, that worked, that didn't, and I think we can learn from our previous growth, and just keep pecking away. I mean, it's not so much about reinventing the wheel, but making the wheel better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And where can people find you on social media?
I'm on Twitter.
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay.
And
okay. So you're on Twitter at.
I guess the best one is Cyber Monkey.
Cyber Monkey, yes.
Except the E's are 3s.
Okay. So I'll throw the link in the bottom of the description here. Do you have any last words for our audience here?
It's been an amazing year for Chuhai Labs, and I think we did our darndest to connect with our community, and I think we're seeing a good synergy with our folks, and we'd like to continue growing that and help kind of give back to the community.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much,
through good
man.
games and good communication. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for being on the show. I'm sure you're going to be on a bunch more. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me.
The Hardcore Gaming 101 podcast is on a mission to rank the top games of all time. I like the idea that when Bruce Wayne gets angry, he switches to the Batman voice.
Why do you have such a problem making Boomerang shaped like a bat? You mean like Batman? Not like Batman, just make it for me! Bruce Wayne, uncanny even with this guy.
It's a Herculean task, and I'd be lying if I said it hasn't taken a toll on our cognitive faculties.
Most people would be happy to have a job during a global pandemic. Dentists.
Hardcore Gaming 101, twice a week, every week. Find us at greenlitpodcast.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, Sean Fisher. Give it up for Sean Fisher.
Hey.
Sean is a junior programmer, but he's not a junior in our hearts. He's here at Chuhai Labs. He's been working on carve snowboarding, and he's currently working on Curse to Golf. He's kind of a genius, but he lets it go to his head all the time.
Yeah.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Mark.
How the hell are you?
Pretty good.
Cool, man. Tell us about your life as a programmer, and more importantly, tell me what you want. What would be the perfect game for Sean Fisher, genius programmer, to be making?
All right. Well, those are some big questions. So, my life as a programmer is pretty chill.
Pretty riveting.
Yeah. I mean, it's riveting if you like sitting at a desk, like, sorting through lines of code, which is kind of my thing.
That is your thing.
But yeah, it's a very chill job. You just kind of sit there, figure out your solutions to all these programming things.
Wow.
And eventually you have a game, right?
Okay. And let's get to the real nitty gritty. What would Sean Fisher want to be programming? What's the ideal game? Do you want to make a platformer starring an Indiana Jones-like character, but unlike Indiana Jones, he's got to go down the vaults of, a bank and steal the president's gold and then murder him?
Close, but no, definitely Indiana Jonesy, but it's not a bank. It's an underground temple.
Okay.
And there are lots of secrets and traps, so it's pretty much Indiana Jones, right?
Let's call up Lucasfilms real quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's also got to be really hard.
Okay.
It's got to have awesome pixel art.
Yeah. Does Indiana Jones get an opportunity to meet any ladies?
No. This is after he's become a monk.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's not into that.
Okay.
But he's still got a heart for adventuring. He still hates snakes. I personally don't mind snakes, but in the context of a video game, they're pretty tricky, right? Because they're so low to the ground. Like, you whip something and it's at human height. How do you whip a snake?
Yeah, very carefully.
Yes.
With surgical precision.
Yes, or a surgical quality whip.
We've got a question for you from our Discord, and if you want to ask us questions, be sure to go over to our Discord and ask now and anytime. We might answer them. Who knows? But we've got a question for you, Sean Fisher, and the question is, what horror movie that is not technically a horror movie is your favorite horror movie?
Okay, so this is kind of
it's a philosophical question, really.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen many actual horror movies.
Perfect.
So, but I have seen lots of movies that get me scared, right?
Okay.
So, do you know Scary Movie?
I know Scary Movie. You've not been scared from Scary Movie, have you?
Well, I saw that movie
when
with
the sex scene. That was probably scary.
So I just saw like bits and pieces of Scary Movie and Scary Movie 3 as a kid.
Okay.
And I didn't realize they were supposed to be comedies. So you see what's happening and you don't understand it as a kid and you're terrified. Like you see the guy with the mask and he pushes a piano down the chairs and it hits down the stairs and it hits an old lady.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, oh gosh, he just killed an old lady. I didn't realize it was a gag.
She had it coming, though.
Maybe she did, but it's an old lady.
Well, so before we go, I think we answered that pretty successfly there.
It's a scary movie.
Sean, where can people find you on Twitter?
I've got a Twitter. I think it's at Yay Game Dev.
Yay Game Dev.
Yeah.
We're going to put that link below. Do you have any last words for the fine young listeners of Nasty Labs? Any words of advice?
Yeah.
What you got?
I got to say, follow your heart.
Okay.
Which sounds like a joke, but like truly just, your destiny's out there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Thanks so much for being on the show.
It's my pleasure, Mark.
Hey, joining me now with me now is Liam Edwards. Liam Edwards, how the hell are you?
I'm good, Mark Lentz. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Liam Edwards is a game director, game designer, all sorts of other things. He wears all the hats here at Chuhai Labs. He's currently working on a little game called
Curse to Golf. Oh my God! Last time I was on this show, when I was in this studio,
in this very studio,
in this podcast studio, we hadn't announced it.
Yep, and now we have.
We have. It's been a crazy year.
Are you exhausted?
I have no concept of time.
He hasn't slept. He hasn't slept.
Yeah, it's been a wild summer.
Liam, how long? We've known each other for a long time. We've like 4 years now.
Too long.
You've been in the industry for quite a while. What would you say is the biggest sea change in the industry that's happened since you've joined?
So you got 15 minutes of my time and you want to ask a boring question like that? No, I'm joking.
No, I think it's a pretty good question. Thank you very much. Was it like Unity, sprouting?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for indie game developers, right? It's become more accessible.
Right.
You can YouTube anything. Anybody can play games. I was fortunate enough to do an interview recently where somebody asked me, what advice would you give to somebody who's trying to start in games?
Right.
And I think that's one of the biggest sea changes, which is you can just YouTube Unity tutorials or Game Maker tutorials or Unreal tutorials, and you can get a whole education from very talented video game developers, and you can make games yourself. And I think the best thing you can do right now is just go out and start doing it, which is something when we started, or at least when I started, especially I had to go to university to do computer science, and I realized I was really bad at it.
Right.
And I thought, well, that's my game career fucking over. So, yeah, because there wasn't that kind of stuff. There was Game Maker, but it was very, very early days.
Sure.
Click and Play, or whatever it's called, Click Team Fusion.
Right.
And there was Flash, but it was inaccessible. If you wanted to do Flash, you'd have to pay Adobe. Sure. Right? So it's very tough. But yeah, so the biggest sea change, I think, is there's more games than ever being made. The flip side of that is that our job becomes tougher because we've got to make better games to stand out, because you have 300 games a day being released on.
It keeps us on our feet, at least.
It does. It does. It makes it really tough. And, it means everybody raises their level, which means more good games for everybody else who plays games. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest things.
Now we've got a question from Discord specifically for you, and if you want to ask people questions, go onto our Discord in the Call Me Up, and you can ask us questions.
Is
on
it
the
about my hair again?
No. It's what crimes have you committed, and can you say that again clearly into the microphone, please?
Is this a reference to the time I almost got arrested for murder in Japan?
Oh no, but that's a great one. Tell us about the.
Oh, I don't think that's. I don't think that's a good idea.
He got away with it.
I did. I'm still here. I'm on bail or parole, whatever you call it. No, almost was arrested for murder in Japan one time. That was funny.
That's neat.
Yeah, actually, a podcast was a great alibi.
I was podcasting. I couldn't kill that lady.
It's so true, right? I had to show a police officer. He was like asking me what I specifically did at a certain time, like a couple of nights prior, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Like I was a bit sick on that day. Actually, I can't remember what I was doing." And then I remembered actually it was the day I had done the Dad and Sons podcast, which is a podcast I do, and I had the Skype call log.
Right.
So I was like, "Look."
Wow.
I was here at this time, and thankfully that was a big help.
And for those that don't know, because they don't, the cops came into your house.
They did. They were searching around for glass and stuff. Yeah, there was like 10 of them, 15 of them. It was crazy.
I've been to your old house, and it was a small, two people in there, and it is a packed at capacity.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a weird day. I was terrified.
I do want to congratulate you for getting away with it.
Yeah. Japanese police won't be watching this because they don't speak English.
Do we have plans for any future crimes?
Future crimes. Anybody who gives Curse to Golf a bad review, either on Steam or a professional reviewer,
this sounds
might incur the wrath of
friendship. The wrath of friendship
of a man who will be soon to be a serial
friendshipper. No, I'm not letting you. I'm not.
Friendship.
I didn't like where the tone of that was going.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to survive. We just talked about how many games are coming out on Steam.
Liam, there is one thing that I find to be incredibly interesting about your life.
About my life?
Yeah. Okay. And when you were 16, I think maybe 16 or 17, you were into, what do they call that? Destruction Derby.
Oh, Destruction Derby. Yeah.
So can you give us the roundabout, like the nitty gritty of how a 16-year-old got into that?
Yeah, of course. So I don't know. You're white trash. Come on, you know about this, right? So I grew up in like a really small town in Wales, in the UK, right? So I'm English by birth. I was born in England, but I was raised in Wales. So I went to school in Wales, and it's like in Japan they call it Inaka, right? It's the countryside,
right?
But we're talking like fucking Lord of the Rings countryside.
Yeah,
right?
Hell yeah.
There's nothing. It was sheep and mountains and one pub.
Sounds like a good time.
But, of course, it's a close-knit community. And, with those many fields and those things, people come up with some pretty zany things to do, like having a annual Destruction Derby competition to raise money, of course.
Right.
But all the cars get sponsored by local businesses and you paint them on the side. So, of course, it's awesome, as you can imagine. So I wanted to try it one year.
Yeah.
And usually you have to buy an old beaten up car. So I saved a load of money that summer from working. I actually bought a PSP and I did Destruction Derby that summer. So it was a wonderful summer for me. Yeah. So I purchased an old Volkswagen Golf GTI that was destroyed. And you had to do certain things to it. Like you didn't put roll cages in it or anything like that. You just had to put like wooden blocks that basically would keep the roof from like crumpling on you if you rolled over. And then I painted it, and I took a lot of pride in it. I painted my car really well.
Right.
You've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, I have.
I painted, if anybody knows the anime Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. So Gurren Lagann, there's a character in it called Kamina, and he has this fucking badass skull tattoo. And he has these dope shades. So I painted that on the front of it because it looks mean as. And then I painted, like, I was sponsored by the place I used to get my haircut from.
Really?
Yeah, Bliss Hair Studio.
Shout out to Bliss Hair Studio.
I don't even know if it exists anymore, but Rachel, for that £50, thank you very much. Because that was a lot of money to me.
Right.
So she sponsored me, and I painted on it. I painted my name, painted my friends' names, got my number, 16. And I lasted 3 races. So it's funny, actually, because I didn't even think I was going to make it because I had to work on the day. So my granddad, rest in peace, he was going to tow it for me to the trek. But in the morning, the engine wouldn't start.
Oh, shit.
So he had to spend 3 hours with his friend jerry-rigging my car to work, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was a radiator issue. So when we were racing, I did I lasted 3 races, which was quite a lot because you get smashed and it is terrifying.
Cool.
The first time you start, you're like super excited, but then you realize people are not fucking around,
Right.
And they're just like, boom, and they crash right into you, and
Right.
you're like, oh crap.
Yeah.
And as you're going around, it's getting muddier and slippier, and you're like trying to counter turn against everything. It's a whale of a time, right?
All right.
But then within the first minute of like the third race, somebody smashed my radiator, and then that was the problem. That was game over. But yeah, I've got pictures of the aftermath. It looks great.
What did that end your career, or did that just put it on hiatus and you're gonna come back?
Oh,
to
I'm
this?
definitely gonna come back.
Yeah.
Look, I love driving.
Okay.
I've never really cared about cars, but I love driving. Now, if I can drive recklessly for money and also
Gambling.
in some form of safety.
Right. Are you allowed to drink while doing this?
I don't know, actually. It's Wales, so you probably get away with it. You probably get away. Like, you got to realize, like, the people entering this rally are people that you are neighbors with, right? It's
Sure.
like everybody knows everybody. It was like there was an ambulance driver. Oh, actually, the ambulance driver, he won 3 years in a row.
I mean, it seems like he should win.
Yeah, and he took it really seriously. So, his car was always, and he'd last until the end. So he'd take his car for next year, and then he'd have like 2 cars for next year because he'd get a new one and he'd have that one and he'd race. Yeah. So he took it super seriously. It was a hell of a good time.
Well, I love that
God,
story.
that's 14 years ago.
I love that story, and I love asking about that, and I love bringing it up in public because it always makes me feel
I'm
good.
hoping one day that once Curse to Golf comes out, people are like, noted game designer and destruction derby driver.
Liam, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at LiamBME. I also do a podcast called Dad and Sons Podcast with some people.
Hell yeah.
And I work at Shoe High Labs.
Hell yeah. And do you have any last final words for the audience?
Thank you so much for listening and following Shoe High Labs. Of course, this is our 1st year anniversary. We are doing amazing things, as you have seen: Carve, Coast to Golf, Halloween Forever, and everything else that's going on. Keep following because we'll do more cool stuff, and then we'll celebrate our 2nd anniversary.
Hell yeah. Thanks, dude.
Nasty Labs.
All right, and that's all the time we have for today. A big thank you to all the Chew High staff that joined us. And I hope that you guys got to meet some rad people because I know you did.
That's true. Yeah. They were very interesting. We're recording this in different times. So it's maybe it was terrible. Maybe it was great. We'll never know. And as a reminder, you can get Carve Snowboarding right now on the Oculus Quest. You can also go and wishlist Curse to Golf right now on Steam. That's going to be awesome. You should do that right away. Where can people find us, Kinsey, Burke?
You can find us on the internet at Chew High Labs on all the things.
Okay.
You can find me on the internet
yeah.
at Kinzilla, Kinszilla, on all the things.
Okay. And you can find me.
What about you?
You can find me on Twitter at @TheHenryDemos. Kinsey, close us out.
Just a reminder, we'll be back next week with our regularly scheduled programming. And we'll definitely catch up on all of your Discord questions, so don't worry about that. We're still going to get to those. And as always, a big thank you to the Greenlit Podcast Network. And thank you for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.